In the heart of Isingiro District, a quiet transformation is taking place. The Kabuyanda Irrigation Scheme, under the Irrigation for Climate Resilience Project, funded by World Bank and implemented by both Ministries of Water and Environment and Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, is bringing hope to thousands of farmers. For the first time, many families can rely on irrigation to secure food, improve incomes, and withstand the challenges of a changing and unpredictable climate. But development is never just about infrastructure. It's about people, their health, their resilience, and their ability to thrive. And so, alongside irrigation, another journey began, a journey to safeguard communities from the threats of HIV and AIDS and COVID-19. The large construction projects often bring new opportunities, but also new risks. The arrival of workers with disposable income, the gathering of communities, and increased mobility can heighten vulnerabilities. HIV and AIDS, already a challenge in many rural areas, could spread faster, and COVID-19, with its devastating effects, risked disrupting both lives and livelihoods.
With the coming of this project, we expected very many employees of Enyasi to be in the area, and these employees will be interacting with community members. And as you know, we have such a big number of people, we usually get relationships, and those relationships have their own effects. One of them is that we usually get an increase of sexual contact, which in the result can end into having a contraction of HIV/AIDS.
The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Water and Environment, with support from the World Bank, recognized these dangers. To address them, they contracted 3A Strategic Management Consults Limited in May 2023, entrusting them with a vital mission to mainstream HIV and AIDS and COVID-19 awareness, prevention, and care across the Kabuyanda Irrigation Scheme, covering 40 villages, 2 sub-counties, and 1 town council. For 2 years, 3A Strategic Management Consults Limited worked hand in hand with the communities of Kabuyanda. Their approach was simple yet powerful: mobilize, sensitize, train, and link to support. 3A started their assignment with a baseline survey of Kabuyanda community to assess the level of community awareness about HIV and AIDS.
We came here and did the inceptional report, whereby we visited a lot of places. We visited bars, we visited where the irrigation area was going to take place. We had wanted to know where we could make our baseline from.
A total of 380 people, of which 205 were female and 175 male, were reached during the survey. The survey revealed that majority of the respondents, over 97%, wanted sensitization about HIV and AIDS, prevention and treatment, testing, and where to get HIV and AIDS services. Results from the survey led to the development of the information and communication material that included training manuals, brochures, flyers, posters, t-shirts, teardrops, and banners. These were used during the sensitization. The IEC materials were presented to the Ministry of Health and Isingiro District local government for approval. Across the 40 villages, which were originally 38 at inception of the irrigation scheme, 3A organized district, sub-county, town council, and community meetings to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS. The meetings involved capacity building and training, as well as voluntary counseling and testing. Training was another pillar of 3A's work. Through targeted awareness creation and sensitization workshops, district local government leaders, consultants working on the ICRP project, farmers, youth, school children, discordant couples, pregnant women, VHTs, and community leaders were empowered with practical knowledge. from the basics of HIV prevention to adherence to antiretroviral therapy. From communication skills that encourage behavior change to the fight against stigma, from COVID-19 preventive measures to ways of staying safe during community gatherings. Here, men and women, young and old, came together to learn, to ask questions, and to find hope. Practical sessions were held on how to use a condom, how to use PEP and PrEP, oral quick and ART drugs. Participants did not just learn, they shared, they questioned, they practiced, and they left as ambassadors of change.
Now, at first we said that HIV spread is through having unprotected sex. Now, I think for me, I don't like using those condoms.
These ambassadors carried the messages to families, to neighbors, and to entire villages.
Even train the VHTs, the expert clients. Those expert clients, they are the ones that give hope to those that are living with HIV. And then the village health team, of course, those ones helps us to make the mobilizations in the village. And they know better the person that is exposed. They know better the person who has some signs of HIV.
Tukoranka VHT ahu 3A ya chanjire ekatukora connection kazo mu training imishomo tugishomire buri kimwe cyona 3A ekitwire kutukuza omu community ito twarunda n'abantu tubatwarira 3A. 3A ekorengana na Kabuyanda Health Center 4 bahereza omurwiro ogwe obuhereza obushemerire orukwenda obuhereza bwa kondomu nebo muha 3A nebo muhereza erikwenda obuhereza bwa kondomu y'abakazi 3A nebo baha 3A etkorire kintu cyamani umuri Kabuyanda yiteji ahabwo kuba 3A kuyizire yarundana buryo omwe wena aba boda VHT turukora nawe tubarundanira abantu omu community turebeka ngo buryo omwe wena yatonga obuhereza.
Amazina ni FAC vs Bom yekibuzo cyanje kiri kiti ubwo bunto bunahura mu gamba ngo nozahirwa bwiheyo nimbasa kuzayo ndyo mukazi no basa kubwihayo ari kubureto muka kugira ngo ijo yecebere no mushija no basa kubureto muka ni buba butakashishikire kuza kubwihayirwa ro kubureto muka
kubasa kenda koko mundu ko kubanza mu nyungu kubanza abstinence abana bita what abstinence barero byo kubyamana n'abakazi abo kuba tugobwire bwabo n'abishiki barerere kubyamana ki n'abashize abo kuba tugobwire bwabo
nabyereta geresemo ikibuzo cyane ni kijashiki kuno kubandiko igitano mukazi kondome kagumeza meka mutaha mu nkakora buryo cikujimwe hamwe kujya mu yambe
ndondere Marco ngo mazina azanywe ni yenda kubuza akachikwakirine na kondomu yo mukazi ijyo yinaribirizo nywe niko murundi ko kubanza ndi kugireba kandi kono aza kugireba watushomesero kutugira ngo umukazi kwa kweza kugizara agoma gikwatiriye kandi nareba ihine nkaka umuhengeri n'urugora bigura muhango konka tuguri muhango kiryaho kandi itwinkora zitu manu yenda ubanza ukazemo mukono mwenu akukanya ko nareba kweri no yeshanjura nari no aho tinayitegereza nokora muri nguki
kuyo kuba kale wayararikire ngo yabyama n'umuntu wa sirimu no gikebera kumara bwire ki kumanya ngo arwire n'ingatarwire.
Mazina ndi Harimana George niwe cyanje kibuzo kirya ha test akuba ari bingisa ko yo mukazi akayinenda bakaba mukebera bashanga negative mpaka kwakabuzara yaza romana ari infected karetwa ki
wajangwa ho akapira hata kijira ko mutarabata kujwara ataturwa akakoko ka sirimu hati waza higwariro barabafaka kujweka
wagamba ngo uri Kabuyanda hakereziya mbe nanyenda kwekebeza nitenzere kuza government ninisa nokebera niza n'umukazi wanje.
When numerous outreaches were conducted, sensitization was done, counseling done, and then testing. And the positives that we have got were linked to care. And it is not easy for such positives to be linked to care. But because of the pre and the post counseling done, then people were able to know what to do and how best the treatment would serve to them.
Twatungaho kwegesibwa na munonga abikwatirine namaka kandi nakwika akucebera na munonga akakoko ka sirimu kandi abasiri bakatuyamba chango akuryo kutwabire turi omukuru genyuma na munongo mu makagitu tukatwire tine kituri kwetegerezo mu ryeco konka kubijire baheza kutwegesa twatungamo ukwetegereza no kumanya no kucenga ecaturetero kubaje tukamanya amagara gito kugari
mwenu nanye mazima nensima abasiri mwenu bakatuyamba habwo kuba noreba mwamutakekebizi nimba mutakumanya amagara ganyo kugari mwenu kandi kuba kwija babanza batwegesa bakimara kutwegesa hati twayekebize twashanga turije hata abantu nibakaba bari binje yabene begesa hata ubashangire barwire babegesa ko baratwazi abo bashangire batarwire nabo babegesa uko baragumizemo umakagabo marungi.
By the close of the assignment, which started in August 2023 to August 2025, 12,297 individuals, of which 6,515 of them were women, had been reached through sensitization and training. The target of the assignment was 10,000 people, and more than 3,000 people were trained in life-saving skills and knowledge. There has been an increase in the number of people turning up at the two health centers and their outreaches, Kabuyanda Health Center 4 and Kanyamizi Health Center 3, seeking for HIV and AIDS services.
We have noticed an increase in numbers. By February 2024, we had around 620 clients coming for services. And then we realized a peak in August, whereby the turn-up was 1,104 clients.
All Kanyamizi Health Center 3 received 456 in September 2024. This was the time sensitization and awareness on HIV was at its peak. At the heart of this work were the community clinics. They were not just places of information, but places of transformation. As a result of the need for testing by the communities during the sensitization and awareness meetings, 3A signed memorandums of understanding between Kabuyanda Health Center 4 and Kanyamizi Health Center 3 to undertake the activity of testing communities during the community clinics.
In the process, after sensitizing, we saw it was very important for them to test and know their status. Previously, we had made an agreement with Kanyamizi Health Center 3 and Kabuyanda Health Center 4. They were helping us, especially in testing. Even they reached the extent of serving us with oral test kits. And of course, even ARVs.
As a facility, we are very appreciative of the services of 3A, since we had memorandum of understanding with the facility and the staffs at the facility.
Through voluntary counseling, adolescent guidance, and discordant couple sessions, new doors of understanding were opened.
Wareba nkanyo mazire myaka 30 na sirimu konka tokamanya ngu njine siri eizira yatukugura yatwereza buri kimwe cyona twashemerwa tariho kutina kumira mubazi tariho kutina kugambe kigambo cyakakoko ka sirimu siri etwirizo buhereza bw'amani nitugikiriza kandi tugikunda okumanyisa ngu n'ekitongole kya irrigation kikukwisha kikagumizamu nicyenda kushanga obuhereza bwa siri bwachendize akakoko ka sirimu.
The sessions went beyond HIV. They touched on malaria prevention, mother-to-child transmission, and the importance of adhering to treatment.
Kandi omulimo gwanje nka VHT ogundi kukora omu kyanga kitu munonga n'okushomesa abantu ebikwatire n'ebyamagara. Kyokureberaho kubashomesa okwerinda akakooko ka siriimu, kubashomesa abakazi kuzaara omu rwariro, kuzaara family planning bakazaara abaana aho bari kubaasa, kushomesa abantu ebikwatire n'endya nungi na n'okugambira abantu kugira ngu benyikire omu kuza kuraguriza aha marwariro kusinga kweragurira omu byaro.
By the close of the clinics, which started from August to December 2024, 1,642 individuals, out of which 819 of them were women, had been cancelled and tested. The target of the assignment was 1,000 people, half men, half women. Each meeting was a step toward healthier, stronger households. For many, these clinics became a turning point. Knowledge replaced fear, and hope replaced stigma. In Kabuyanda, lives have been touched, families have been strengthened, and communities have been united by knowledge and resilience. This journey was made possible through partnerships. 3A worked closely with health facilities to ensure referrals were successful. They engaged with local leaders who mobilized communities, and they collaborated with the Ministry of Water and Environment to ensure sustainability.
3A has services have increased the awareness. People have been sensitized about how HIV is acquired, how it can be prevented, and those who are sick, where they could get services. Secondly, we are happy that most of the community members no longer have fear to talk about HIV. Those who are sick, they come out and tell others about their status. They no longer fear, and they know where even to get services because you have sensitized them. Maybe my piece of advice to you would be that you form committees and put them in place now that the project is coming to an end, so that those committees can continue from where you have stopped.
My message and appeal to the ministry is that when the dam construction works resume, I would request that the 3A consultants be re-engaged to come back on the ground and sensitize our communities, because we shall be having many people flocking to Kabuyanda and from different areas with different behaviors and with different diseases, which we believe if they are sensitized and given advice in time, it is going to make them have a safer sexual life and prevent them from getting diseases such as HIV and other sexually related diseases.
Generally, people in our communities in Kabuyanda sub-county have grasped a lot, though more sensitization is needed, because most people cannot get sensitized at once and get the content. There are some slow learners who don't get the content. But to my own understanding and according to how I have been moving with the team of 3A in our communities, they have done a lot really.
Today, 3A Strategic Management Consults concludes its role. We look back with pride. The numbers tell a story. 40 villages reached, 12,297 people sensitized, 1,642 counseled and tested, and the increase in the number of people turning up at the government health facilities for HIV and AIDS services. Beyond the numbers, our lives changed, behaviors transformed, and futures secured. The Kabuyanda Irrigation Scheme now stands not only as a model of climate resilience, but as a test to what happens when health and development go hand in hand. Together, we have built more than an irrigation scheme. We have built resilience, health, and hope for Kabuyanda, for Isingiro, for Uganda.